Hey, everybody. Welcome to Thursday night and Thrifty Business. What's going on out there? What's happening? Hi, everybody. I am Jason, coming in you live from Vegas. And, you know, it's gone now, but we just had a rainbow. So it's going to be a good night at a rainbow here in Vegas. With me, as always, is my producer and co-host, Debbie.
Hi.
Debbie, you're not in your normal location.
I'm in South Lake Tahoe.
All right, someone is listening to the show. You need to stop that right now, please.
It's me. I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah.
My ears were going.
I'm like, what is happening?
No, mine accidentally went off. Sorry.
All right, well. All right, Susan, I'm muting you for a second so you get that figured out. Now, you're supposed to be seeing Eddy from Sizely tonight. Let's look through our list. Is this Eddy? No. Is that Eddy? Nope. Is that? Let's play to tell the truth. Which one of you is Eddy? All right. So Eddy had a last-minute client function that he had to do. So not going to stand in the way of a commerce and progress. So he'll be back in a couple weeks. And I want to thank these three guests who filled in at the last second. But before we actually introduce them, let's do this. I'm going to turn Susan's mic back on. There we go. All right, cool. All right, let's do this. Time for Jay's Tiki Talk. Each week, I drink a different rum out of a different tiki mug, and I try to match it up to my guests. Now, this one's super duper easy. Super duper easy. Where is it? Okay. Was it 2 weeks ago? Yeah, 2 weeks ago, I was in Minnesota teaching a class and speaking at Susan's meetup group, and the meetup group gave me this awesome Minneapolis rum. So I'm drinking that. And all of us here went to Psycho Susie's in Minneapolis. So there we go. Nice and easy. Oh, I see a different color setup than the one I have.
Yeah, 2017.
So we'll start with you. Hello, Susan. How are you?
Hi, I'm doing great. How are you?
I am excellent. So thank you for filling in tonight. Susan runs the local meetup in Minneapolis and was in my classes. Next, we have Amber. Oh, wait, that's Tyler. And Tyler's married to Amber. And there are a couple that came down to my classes from, is it North Dakota or South Dakota?
Well, it's South Dakota. Don't get us confused.
I will not. And last but not least, on her birthday is Cassie. What's happening, Cassie?
Ooh, Cassie.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. All right. So we will put all our guests in timeout. So enjoy the show, you guys. Just make sure you're not picking your nose and got your clothes on, and we'll be back to you guys in about 25 minutes.
Bye.
Bye. I haven't had to knock off 3 guests all at once in a while. So, all right. Yeah. And now it's time for me and Debbie to kick the show off, shall we?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I didn't get to show you.
Oh, wait, yes. I'm sorry. Debbie, what are you drinking? Oh, is that a Lake Tahoe tiki mug?
It sure is. I'm drinking Smirnoff watermelon with 7-Up.
Yeah.
I know. I thought you'd get a kick out of that.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, I've lost the show one. Oh, there it is.
It's beautiful up here in Lake Tahoe, but it's cold. 27 degrees at night.
Yeah, it's 80 here and warm. All right. Let's get right to our scores of the week. These are the things that you should be out looking for when you are out thrifting. Debbie, you are up. Judy, who's Judy?
Okay, wait a minute. I'm not. Oh, there it is. Okay. Oh, Judy. These are those Papel coffee mugs. I sold this for $24.99 and paid like 50 cents for it. Plus, they paid for shipping. And so pick these up wherever you see them because they are older. I think they were like from the 80s. And they're so easy to spot. I just got one the other day. I forget. I think it was Paul. So I quit buying them for a while because they do kind of take a little while to sell, but now I'm going to keep buying them.
Nice. I would have never picked that up, by the way.
Yeah, and it says Papel on the bottom, so they're real easy to identify. And these are corduroy pants that came from the bins, so I probably paid 96 cents for them. Oddly enough, somebody messaged us and said, "Will you take 20?" So I did the reply with offer thing, never heard. Then they sold to somebody else for full price, $39.99.
There, love it. Love it. White jeans always do quite well for me.
Yes.
Even though I can't wear them because I get dirty right away.
So do I. I don't wear anything white except maybe shoes because I get dirty. This book, I think we had it listed for like 55 years. It's I was asking $59.99, and we accepted a best offer of $30, and it went to the UK.
Nice.
So yeah, we were happy to get it out of there, and she was happy to get it.
Right.
Yes, Scooby-Doo.
Scooby-Doo.
Paid $6.99 for him. He's a kind of a long pillow, and he went. Well, you'll find out where he went later.
Oh, surprise!
Sold for $44.99 plus shipping.
Nice. All right, I got a couple bonus extra ones this week. So CDs coming up in 2 weeks. I have a CD webinar. The information should be up in the next couple of days. Pick this up for $8. I'm sure most of you don't even know who Rodriguez is. And sold it for $40, maybe listed for a week. And I even took a little bit less because someone wrote the letter H on the cover. That doesn't really belong there. So I had to downgrade it a smidge because of that.
Nice.
And I'm kicking ass with the cassettes. Typo Negative, Hard Rock Band. Sold this used 1993 cassette for $20 plus shipping.
Nice.
And now these next three go together, Debbie, because I had some insomnia this week. I took a little nap in the afternoon, and I woke up to these three sales. I basically woke up to over $600 in sales off of three things from a nap.
Whoa.
The first thing was this goofy hat. It was found in the Halloween section. It was listed for maybe an hour and a half, sold for full asking of $30.
It's cool.
The second thing, oops. I got my things out of order. I'll come back to that one. The second thing I looked to is this tiki bowl that I paid $48 for new, sold for $125 plus shipping. And bought this in Minneapolis for $14.99 after class was over, and sold it for $450 within about an hour of being listed.
Way. And if I had walked in that store before you, I would have bought it and sold it for $500.
And I'm so mad I didn't take a picture of it, Deb, because it was in a Halloween display that the rest of the stuff was just cheap tchotchke crap. There was nothing good there but this. So those three things, $30, $450, and $125 happened over a 30-minute nap.
That is incredible, because when you picked it up, you told us you thought it would be worth about $350.
Yeah. All right. Now
but you sold it for $500.
Whoops. At the last second, I threw this one in because it happened just as I was finishing shipping today. And since it is National Coming Out Day, I want to tell you, if you're not looking at the erotica section in bookstores or record stores that have it, you're missing out on good money. As you can see, this is a book aimed at gay men. Inside the book, they're all naked and leather wristbands and stuff. As you can see, I paid $2.99 and I sold it for $150. And the book was about this big and about half the width.
Wow.
Tiny book. $150.
It's definitely a bolo.
Yeah. So I've been kicking ass. I've done $2,500 already this month. So it's only October 11th. So I'm going to have a really great month.
Your Q4 is off to a great start.
Yeah, no shit. But guess what? Not everything's a winner. Sometimes we have duds of the week, things that we should not have brought home. So, Debbie, you start.
Okay, I'm not sure who's the dud, me or the mug, but this mug was listed for like 2.5 years, and $19.99 was my asking price. I accepted an offer of $10 before they went into the playoffs. So maybe I was the dud and I should have waited a little while longer, but I was happy to see it go. So it was $10 plus shipping. And it was made in England, so I thought that was cool. Okay, these romance books, $21 for 39 of them, plus they paid for the shipping. But do you know how much time it takes to look through 39 books to make sure there's no missing pages, there's no writing, and to lay them all out nice and neat and take pictures of them? So for my business, it's too much time to spend to sell for $21. So I consider them duds. Although, guess how much I paid for probably all those books? About 25 cents, because I bought them in a banker's box full for $1. So I didn't spend anything on them, but to me, it's a dud. I'd rather spend my time on something quicker to get $21.
Oops.
I thought maybe I could get $1 each out of them, but nah.
I only had really one to share, and I am so shocked that this is a dud, but I had it listed for almost 2 years. It is a Coors Beer Hawaiian shirt.
Wow,
and it came from some event because it says Hawaii 2000 on it, maybe because it's dated. But it wasn't just like they took a shirt and then, like, you know, embroidered Coors. They made the material. And I thought,
really cool.
Come on, someone who loves Coors Beer and Hawaiian shirts finally sold for $10 after almost 2 years. So I don't know why that's a dud, but, you know, if I had a Bud Light Hawaiian shirt, I'd be happy.
Yeah.
But that's really all I looked at all of the rest of my sales and stuff this week. That's really my only dud. So it's one of those rare weeks where I only have one dud.
You're learning.
All right, now it's time for where in the world did our stuff go? If you are only selling domestically, you are leaving out 7.3 billion with a B potential customers. Debbie and I sell something worldwide every week. Debbie finally sells something worldwide every week. So, where did Scooby-Doo go?
He went to Edinburgh, United Kingdom. And it surprises me how much money people will spend to have something shipped to them. I didn't use global shipping on this. I shipped it myself. So it's kind of a lot of money to ship. But when somebody wants something, and you know what's interesting, she messaged me and asked me if I could hold off and she could pay me like a week later. And I didn't even respond. I was kind of figuring out what to do, what to say. And then she just bought it anyway and paid cash, paid for it, and off it went.
All right, real quick before we go on, Rob says he's scared of international shipping. So, Rob, real quick, what are you scared of? Because let me tell you, the last time I had something lost, I went to LA. I live 3.5 hours from LA. I sell thousands of dollars of things around the world every single year. So it is no different to ship the Scooby-Doo to the United Kingdom as it would be to ship it to Poughkeepsie, New York.
That's right.
Okay,
I've never
so Rob
lost
says
anything.
cost. The buyers pay for it, Rob. So don't worry about the cost. If something costs $14 to ship to Canada, I charge about $17. Covers my packaging and materials. Easy peasy, Rob. Easy. And speaking of easy, oddly, and now Debbie and I didn't plan this. She sold Scooby-Doo, and I sold jeans with Snoopy on it, and mine was in Nice, France. So funny enough, dog things heading out around the world.
See, people all over the world, they want what we have.
Yeah. So if you don't know, Iceberg jeans were hip-hop urban jeans in the 90s, and they sell pretty well. I sold these for $40 to Nice, France.
Nice.
And Rob's going to give it a try. Rob, we are here to help you. But besides shipping, we also help with our Thrifty Tips of the Week. This segment is brought to you by Stamps.com, postage on demand. You can print out postage from your home with just a computer, the internet, and your computer.
Okay, this is my tip. I love this picture. I'm with my brother and my husband. He goes into a thrift store. He picks up a stack of comic books and asks the people behind the counter, is this the best you can do? They were asked $45 for this stack of comic books. And they all come back and give him an offer of $37. So what is that? $8 off he got because he asked for a better price. I have never tried that. I would never think to try it, but now I'm going to. All they can say is, nope, sorry. But he saved $8 off those comics just because, and he's not a thrifter. He's saving these comics for himself, but it taught me a big lesson.
Now, Scott Williams, who's a good friend of the group, and myself, he had mentioned on a post, and I don't think he saw my reply, that antique stores by him don't let you haggle. I have never been in an antique store that didn't let you haggle. Not that they always will, but yeah, I mean, I always get at least 10% off. So you don't know unless you ask. And
also remember to ask for your senior discount, because I qualify now, and I forgot twice yesterday. I would have probably saved almost $20 yesterday by asking for it, because this face just doesn't look like it. No.
All right, so here's my thrifty tip. Know your good empty booze bottles. There is a lot of money in empty booze bottles. That does not mean the plastic jug of Malibu you just finished, but specific bottles. Now, I saw this Motorhead whiskey empty bottle and box just sold for $50, and look what I found in Minneapolis. I found one for $8. So I've got mine up for $70 because I'm the only one that has one up right now. And if you don't know, this is a little whiskey bottle. This is small size, like you get on an airplane. This is Nassau Royale. This is a liqueur from the Bahamas that I like, my wife likes, my mom likes, anybody who comes to my party likes. But we found this also in Minneapolis, oddly enough, for $3 at Savers, and the last one sold for $35. And this seller was smart to use the bonus keyword W Bacardi because Bacardi now owns them. So now there's a nice little bonus keywords.
That's
So
a nice one.
know your empty booze bottles. I found 2 in Minneapolis that will make me lots of money. Yep.
Did you say you get those on an airplane?
Well, what I was saying was it's a small size. It's the kind of size that you get on, as opposed to a full-size bottle.
Yeah.
All right, now it's time for... You have got to be shipping me little tips and tricks, what to do and what not to do when it comes to shipping. Now, before we go on, Mary says she passed up that decanter at an estate sale she had in her hands. Now, Mary, did you have the airplane size or did you have the full size? Because the full size ones, I don't want to make you feel worse, but the full size ones will go for like $100 nowadays.
Whoa.
Yeah, Debbie's mouth just hit the floor.
The stuff we learn on this show. Okay, my shipping tip is to buy the bigger poly mail baggers. I got these on eBay. I don't know if this is exactly what I bought from, but it was like $5.99 for 5 with free shipping. And I use it for my Scooby-Doo or any plush, or sometimes I have a book because I like to ship my books in Ziploc bags or poly mailers just to protect them from rain. And sometimes they won't fit in my 2-gallon Ziploc bag. So I keep these on hand, and they're very affordable. You don't have to buy a whole bunch. I buy 5 at a time. I come in very handy.
They are so durable. So I'm going to get back to Rob here since we're talking about shipping. These are so durable, these poly mailers that all of us use for clothing and stuff like that. And here's one live and in person. So I've told the story 1,000 times. So those of you who heard it, I apologize, but I know we have some new viewers. I shipped a shirt. A customer bought a shirt on July 3rd a couple years ago from Dubai. And because obviously July 4th is a holiday, and that year, I think July 4th was like a Wednesday. So I'd already shipped for the day, but I thought, all right, I got to run out and pick up some food for a party I was having. I'm going to stop at the post office and mail it, so it'll at least get moving. On July 4th, the customer emailed me and said, oh my gosh, that was my old address. And I said, it's our holiday today, so I had already shipped it yesterday for you just to get it moving. He goes, that's okay. It's my bad. If you ever see it, let me know. A month later, on August 4th, it came back to me. A shirt in this went all the way to Dubai, got rejected because that person doesn't live there anymore, came back. There was no holes, no rips. It was fine. Now,
wow,
you could tell it had been around the world. It was, some dirty and some scuffed, but it was no big deal. So I just put it in a fresh one and shipped it back to him. So there's like a twofer. So these are durable and international shipping. Although he had moved, it came back to me. So it's all easy.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. So here's my shipping tip. Now I got my order was out of whack. Boo. Okay. I got these 5 tiki mugs off of a Facebook buy sell group. And the one on the left, the green and the yellow, the black Polynesian female's head with a red flower in the middle, and the Frankenstein on the right are ones we didn't have that we wanted. And the 2, the blue and the orange, when I sell them, we'll pay for all of these. So the 3 we wanted will be for free. That's not the tip. Nice. The tip is, oh my God, don't do this. So the first box had 2 of them in it, and it came full of peanuts and bubble wrap, like it should. The second box had 1 piece of a newspaper flyer as the packing material. That was the whole packing material, Deb. Now, as you can see, the 2 of them were boxed, and 1 was in a little thin bubble mailer, but there was room to move. And here's what was in the bottom: nothing. So those mugs just sat flat in the box with 1 piece of newspaper, and not even like the actual newspaper, the insert mailer.
Wow. And they survived?
Shockingly, yes. But also, this seller, and I'm going to message her. She's not a normal shipper. She used 2 medium flat rate boxes, so she paid about $30, and she only charged me less. but she lived in Phoenix. If she would have put it in a regular box, even one box would have been fine, but 2 boxes from Phoenix would have been way cheaper. It would have been like $16. So, so you know, you got to know your shipping. You got to. If you're going to ship, even if it's just one thing once in a while, you should know, or you should ask someone who knows. If you're in a buy-sell group, there's going to be people in there who know how to ship. Just ask. No one, you know, if someone gives you a hard time, they're an asshole. But others will be happy to help you.
Well, yeah, especially glass. You have to understand shipping glass.
All right, and now it's time for our eBay tip of the week. Little tips and tricks to help you be better at selling on eBay.
Okay, I listed, I don't know if you remember the Hawaii t-shirt last week that we sold. It had some pilling, you know, I don't have a pilling, like.
Pilling, yep.
Pilling, like
little
kind of
balls of
puffy.
fabric.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, I don't know what to do. So I had one of these little things, and I just went right over it. It was like practically brand new again. So get one of these. Amazon, $14.99. eBay may have them. There's all different brands. But keep one on hand so that when you have something, a t-shirt or any kind of clothing that has that, you can take care of it really quickly and easily, and it looks good as new practically.
Beautiful.
Yes. And blankets too, I bet. You could use it on a blanket too.
All right, so my tip's actually just throwing in some bonus scores also is what I've started to do with my CDs and my cassettes, you'll see in a second, Deb, is turn them on an angle for the first picture because everyone else lines up their CD exactly. Everyone else's picture looks just like this. So I'm doing like this with mine because when you're scrolling through on mobile, mine will stand out where no one else's will because everyone else is doing it the exact same way. So this was, I listed this, it sold within like 3 hours. It was on Amazon, hadn't sold in a year. On eBay, 3 hours, sold for $34, 20th anniversary of the Halloween soundtrack. And here is a cassette that was also on Amazon. I threw it on eBay, sold right away. Put the cassette on the angle too. Now, as you can see, the rest of the pictures are straight up and down traditionally, like you would expect. But I feel this is catching people's eyes, especially when it's a crowded market.
Yeah, I like that. It's a good idea. So colorful too.
Yeah. All right. So coming up, who is our next guest, Deb? And why are they not? Why don't we have a guest until November 1st?
Well, because someone's going to be out of town for a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Makes my job as a producer a little easier. So Jeff Howard will be on November 1st. We wanted him earlier because of what I don't know if you want me to give too much of the show away yet, but he couldn't be on until November 1st, which worked out perfectly. So he's a very interesting guy. We met him in Seattle. He actually used his airline points to fly from Oklahoma to Seattle to be in that class with us. And he's just a really awesome guy. So it's going to be a really fun show.
Yeah, Jeff's going to be like this on November 1st.
Yeah, we don't want to give anything away. You're going to have to stay tuned and tune into that show to find out what we're talking about.
And the reason we're not having a show next week is because not only will I be on the road for a class. Hello, Houston. I can't wait to get there. See how it's still summer, 90 degrees. But then the week after, I'll be at Ecom Chicago. It's a 3-day event, wonderful event, Chicago, best Midwestern e-commerce event out there. 3 days of learning and fun. And we do some hangouts, and we have some karaoke parties, and we're all gonna go to a tiki bar on Saturday night.
Oh, really? A tiki bar of all things.
I know, it's a shocker. It's a shocker. But coming up, we have Cleveland. So Houston's almost sold out. I think I have 1 or 2 slots left. So if you want to join us in Houston, you've got 1 day basically, because this time it's the only time this happened. Class is Saturday and Sunday, but now typically it's Friday and Saturday, which Cleveland will be, and so will Miami. So classwithjason.com is where you'll find all the information. It'll be the 4th time I'll be home in Cleveland in 12 months. That is unheard of.
And your mom and dad must be so happy.
Yes, they are. But guess what? It's going to be a while till I'm back. I've had enough of Cleveland for a while. Plus, I know when I get there, it'll be snowing in a blizzard on November because that's how Cleveland weather goes. And that is November 30th and December 1st. So even if you don't live in the Miami area, if you want to take my class and you want to do someplace warm in November, December, and you want to hang out at the coolest tiki place on the entire planet, the Mai Kai, come on down, hang out with us in Miami. It'll be a lot of fun.
I have to say a shout out to our friend Stephanie's in the chat. So if you have any questions, put them in there, and then she'll copy and send them over to Jason. But her birthday is November 30th. So Stephanie, we have to find a way to get our little fannies to Miami so we can celebrate your birthday.
You better start planning now.
I know. We only got a month.
We're gonna have a good time in Miami. Miami's got people in the class signed up already, but it's one of those classes I'm like, well, if no one shows up, I'm still going because the Mai Kai is the granddaddy of tiki places. My mom was there the year it opened, like 97 years ago or something. And it's not just a bar. It is a bar, and the bar is amazing, but then it's dinner with the full Polynesian dinner show, and the restaurant seats like 400 or something. It's huge.
Oh my gosh.
Because there's parts of the restaurant that you don't even see the show, but it probably seats like 300, 350 in the show, around the show. And then there's a whole nother dining room, and then there's tiki gardens and waterfalls outside. It's amazing. So if you want to take my class and I haven't come to your neighborhood, but you want to hang out in the Lauderdale, Miami area for the weekend, come on down. It'll be a lot of fun. I mean, we'll have a lot of learning, but we'll have a ton of fun because not only do we go to the Mai Kai, my friend is a professional mermaid, and she has shows on the weekends. Yeah. So you sit in this cool little nautical tiki bar, and the mermaids do the show in the windows behind the bar. So she has a whole troupe of mermaids with her. And so one night we'll be at the Mai Kai, and one night we'll be seeing mermaids. So
fun.
What?
So this isn't part of the storm that they're having down there? My geography is really bad.
Yeah, your geography is horrible. The Panhandle. The other side of Florida. This is Miami, Lauderdale, way on the other side of Florida.
Okay, good to know. And our prayers for everybody out there that is battling all these crazy storms that are going on. Oh my gosh, I can't believe it.
I think my mom just called me a little shit in the chat, and YouTube tried to censor her because my mommy typed a bad word. All right, let's get our guest in here. All right, let's see here. Oh, it worked. All right. Hold on a sec. Hey, it worked. I saw people falling in and out while we're doing the show.
Yeah, I was like, where'd they go?
Wait, we got to do 3 doorbells. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we'll do 4. Hey, everybody, what's happening? It's time for our guests. A huge panel of guests tonight. Now, this is the picture from the Minneapolis class. This was in the lobby of the La Quinta, where we had the meetup. And we made this picture I took myself, but we made the guy working the front desk take this picture. So it was pretty awesome because this La Quinta had this weird lobby where it had this half corner wall. So it made it easy to take a group photo with everybody. So
yeah, because I'm not normally that tall.
Yes, we put all the shorties on the wall so they could be up there.
Yes, that was so fun. A great group of people.
So I'm going to introduce our guests going down the way I see them, and we all see each other in different ways. So Susan is first sitting in the Roadrunner Wile E. Coyote bedroom.
I am. It's actually Area 51. Sometime if you ever have me on again, and you can actually, it's not so messy in here, I'll show you the aliens.
All right, sweet. Now, before we go to the next guest, Susan, what is the name of your meetup group in Minneapolis?
It is called the Sell It Online Amazon, eBay, Amazon, Etsy Seller Meetup. It's long.
Nice.
It's long, but it is awesome. And they meet at a great place with great pizza. And they got the Diet Coke machine where you put all the flavors in. So I love that place.
Yep.
So thank you for having me at the meetup. And thank you for the rum.
Thank you.
It is lovely.
Yes, it was fun.
All right. Next up, we have Amber and Tyler. They're both there. Yay. Hi, guys. How are you?
Guys.
Hi, welcome.
Is it cold up there? You got a scarf around your neck?
So cold. Like 30 degrees.
Yeah.
I am sweating in a sleeveless shirt right now. It's like 80 degrees still. Do it. And last but not least, hold on. It's Cassie. Hey, Cassie, what's happening?
Hi.
Happy birthday, Cassie. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday.
Turn the fan off. I mean, seriously.
I got it. I have balloons. You see the balloons I got for Cassie's
Aw,
birthday?
Stacy.
I just can't get them to her, so I thought I'd have them on the show for her.
You mean you don't want to travel however many states just to give me balloons?
Aw.
I would love
We
to.
bought you a cake too to go with the balloons. Happy birthday. Happy birthday.
Happy
To you and you. All right, Cassie, blow it out. Perfect. All right. Yay. I would love to give this to you, but I am going to eat it tonight.
And he'll think of you as he's eating it.
Absolutely.
Oh, that was sweet.
Tyler, somebody wants you to sell their hat to it. What is your hat that someone wants you to sell to them?
Oh, it's got a pig on there.
Oh,
Awesome.
I just look at the chat and they're like, Tyler, sell me your hat. I'm like, what's happening? I'm trying to do a cake thing and we're selling hats.
There's a long list of people who want the hat. So
All right, well, maybe you should be selling a ton of those.
Yeah.
All right, so
Is
Kathy, let's start with you because I think you're our newest seller.
yes.
I started in April.
Oh yeah, you're definitely our newest seller. All right, well, so all right, let's start with a question. What made you say, hey, I'm gonna give selling on eBay a try?
Well, my sister's been doing it for like 8 years and I have anxiety issues. So this is the best way for me to make money.
Awesome. Not awesome that you have anxiety issues, but awesome that you found eBay. That's what I love about eBay. We can do it in our pajamas, people who are housebound. Awesome.
Yep.
Welcome.
And so you started April, May, June, July, August. So 6 months. 6 months. So how's it going?
Yep. I wish my sales were better, but it's a lot of improvement since April. Like I see some posts that are still up from April and I'm like, what the hell were you thinking? Like, why didn't you add the measurements here? Why is your picture so dark? Why is that there? Like, it doesn't make sense to me why I left things the way I did. So I'm going in and revising a lot.
Well, that shows that you've learned a lot in 6 months. When you can look at your old listings and notice right away what you need to change. That's great.
Yeah, and that's good. I mean, I got to tell you, Cass, for someone only doing 6 months, I've seen people doing it for years, especially some of you. I'm going to put myself on the screen. Some of you in the social media share threads have horrible pictures. Come on now. We're trying to teach you to have better pictures. But Cassie, for you to recognize it this quick and be like, oh, all right, I'm getting better at it. That's, back when I started almost 19 years ago, there wasn't obviously YouTube and Facebook groups. And so I was the only one doing it that I knew doing it. And so I only had to learn for myself. So if I sucked, I didn't know that. So I just kind of,
Yeah.
But the fact that you recognize it and you're like, I'm improving. Plus your scores, we're going to show a little bit. You've got a good variety and you've got some nice scores. I'm excited for you. All right.
I have to say, when she sent me the links for her score, she goes, well, they're not very good. I'm sorry. And I went, are you crazy, girl? These scores are great.
They're great. Yeah. All right. So let's go. No, I think I'm going in the right order. So Tyler and Amber, how long have you guys been selling?
Well, I'm not exactly sure.
I'd say probably about 1.5 years.
Okay.
I did it in 2011, back when everything was auctions for, I don't know, probably less than a year. When we were living with Tyler's parents, and his dad goes to auctions all the time, and so I needed something to do. So I took the stuff from the auctions and just listed it, and I don't know, got some good sales and not so great, but I learned a little bit. So.
And then you just stopped doing it?
Yeah. And then a few years ago, this lady said she was selling stuff on eBay. And I said, oh, I did that once. And she said, you want a job? And I said, yes, I do. I stay at home with my 4 kids. And so that was perfect. And then I was like, well, if I can do it for them, I can do it for me. So
that's right.
So do you still do it for someone else?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yep.
cool. I didn't realize that. Very cool.
Yeah.
I see mannequins in the background. I see shipping supplies. I love it. I love seeing it in someone else's office because everyone always sees it in my messy office. All right. So 1.5 years. So, and how's it going?
Good.
Good. Definitely really good.
And you find enough stuff in South Dakota to, always have stuff to sell?
It's crazy the stuff we find. It's really crazy.
Wow. I wouldn't expect that out there. All you have around you is corn, right?
Hills.
Well,
Hills.
I get jealous of like the name brands that people find in clothes, but we find like really cool antiques and the random.
Oh, yeah. You're in that area.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like when I go home to Cleveland, I see a lot more antiques, mid-century modern furniture, but nothing like new with tags in the thrift store. My mom and dad come here, and they're like, man, look at all this new with tag stuff in your thrift store. I'm like, yeah, because people move into this town, and then they move out real quick, all the time. Oh, yeah. You guys live, and where my folks live, people who have roots, you know, some people are living in their grandparents' house because their grandparents lived there, then their parents lived there, and now they live there, so.
Yeah. And Tyler, you have a job too, right? A full-time job?
Yep, a full-time job too. So
nice.
And any kids?
Just 4.
Just four. Don't have a full basketball team yet. All right, Susan, you are, I'm guessing you are our senior seller in terms of how long you've been online.
Yep.
How long you been selling?
21 years.
Oh, you beat me.
I do.
I'm a young buck all of a sudden here at 19. Wow, 21. I didn't realize that.
Off and on for 21 years. I discovered it back in 97 and instantly fell in love. Even though I had a full-time job until 2001. I just kept going back to it and I really love it. So now I'm full-time.
Awesome.
That is awesome. All right, I got a couple more pictures to share, and then we'll kind of find out a little bit about what everybody sells. So here's a shot of us. This is Stephanie teaching some linens in our class here. And the unique thing about this store is the week after we were there, they were gutting the whole place and redoing it. So I look forward to getting back there to see how fancy and pretty it turns into.
Oh, yeah.
Because it was definitely old and run down, but we found a bunch of good stuff, so that was cool. And then I know, shocker, we went to a tiki bar with everybody, and we didn't call ahead, but once they realized there was a whole group of us, they're like, hey, we got this party room. You guys want it? Oh, sure. So I found a little private party sign. I put it in front of our little room, and here we are hanging out. We found how to turn the fun lights on and the music on, and so we had a good old time. Got a little warm because there was a ton of us, but it was nice to have our own room. No one else bugging us.
Yep, it was perfect.
Then Stacy, Debbie, Steph, and I left. I forget where we were going, but wherever we were going, we didn't get there because all suddenly we discovered a bar that had a Ferris wheel in the bar.
So fun.
So of course we had to ride it, and they serve you pink margaritas. So we had the pink drink, and you ride the Ferris wheel. The Ferris wheel's got cup holders, and it was not a warm night. We weren't really dressed to be outside on a Ferris wheel. We rode the Ferris wheel anyway. And while we were on the Ferris wheel, we went Facebook Live. Debbie and I both did. And everyone said, oh, you got to go across the street to drink the green drink. So we went across the street to drink the green drink. And yeah, we should have stopped at the pink drink. Ugh. Oh my god.
This one was kind of sour. Yeah, it was different.
But Minneapolis was awesome. I had never been.
I loved it.
And the people, the thrifting, the bars, it was all a ton of fun. I cannot wait to get back.
And what else did you do, Jason, while you were there? Did you go visit something really special?
Oh, yeah. I don't have any of those pictures, but yeah, we went to Paisley Park. It was an amazing place. If you have not been, especially if you live in the Minneapolis area, go. Even if you like Prince remotely, you will thoroughly enjoy the tour. It's a pretty impressive tour. All right, so you all took the classes, and it was one of those weird ones where we had a ton of help. So my wife was there, Debbie was there, Steph was there, and I'll go down the line. So what was one of your big takeaways? And I'll start with you, Cassie.
I would say learning about the international shipping. I'm starting all my new listings with international shipping, not the GSP or whatever, global shipping program. Yeah, I'm not doing that anymore. And I'm starting to list with my phone, but also with the computer. So I'll start the pictures on my phone, then I'll go to the computer so I can add in all the item specifics, and then go back to my phone to list.
Nice.
To actually post it.
I like that. Yeah, today I shipped 50% domestic and 50% international. So, like I said, you're missing out on a lot of customers if you're not doing it. So I am so happy to hear that you're adding that to that. And if you have any hiccups, just reach out to any of us and we'll be happy to help you.
Good to know. Thank you.
Yes.
All right, Amber and Tyler, you're on the hot seat now.
Well, I guess I would say media, CDs, that information you supplied us with on CDs and what to look for. I think that was one of the main reasons I wanted to attend the class right there.
Cool. Yeah, I mean, I've been selling so many CDs, books, records, cassettes this week. Like, I can't even keep up. Luckily, my assistant's like, we're out of LP mailer inserts. I'm like, oh, whoops. Okay.
Wow.
I'll get those in there because I'm working through 7,000 records right now, and I'm just selling a ton. So, I mean, there is no dead media. It all sells. All right, Miss 21 and a half years. Do you learn anything from my classes?
I find it every time I go to a class, I learn something, and your classes are great. You know what? I really enjoyed the media. I have sold plenty of CDs on Amazon. In the past, I kind of dropped off on Amazon, and you really got me excited to do it again. And so I've been scanning CDs ever since.
Awesome.
Awesome.
Yeah. I'm excited to do it. Yeah.
All right. So we got scores from each of you, so we can kind of talk about things you found. I know a couple of scores are from the class, but like I know Tiki mugs, Susan knows G.I. Joes.
Barbie.
I was kidding. I was going to go to this picture and be like, see these G.I. Joes here? It's National Coming Out Day. This is the new
That's so funny you said that, because I was just going through G.I. Joes last night, so I was really confused.
So tell us a little bit about these pictures you sent me of Barbie stuff, because I will be honest, I have flipped a little bit of Barbie stuff, but not a lot.
Well, I've sold a ton of Barbie, and I find that I call this Barbie trash. You go to especially rummage sales, but any garage sale, any estate sale, you're going to find some Barbie if there are little girls ever in the household. And this is all 90s and 2000s stuff. So we're talking Velcro clothes, Velcro closures on it. We're talking, really recent Barbies. And if you just pick up, go to the bottom of those bins at the church sales, and you can find little pieces, pick them up, put them in a box. Right. And just like Debbie taught us with books, pick them up, put them in a box, and see what you can collect. And you just really never, especially if you don't know a lot about Barbie, you never know what you might be getting. You might end up with some cool vintage 60s stuff that you're real surprised. But even if you don't want to go through it all, even if you don't want to go piece by piece, just put up a good lot with good photos. If there's some 60s stuff in there, the collectors will see it, because they're looking.
That's a great tip. I love that. Although I see one little piece here or there, I'm gonna start collecting those and saving them.
Yeah. And I've got some more photos here so you can kind of see. Now these are my sales recently. I'm doing some consignment, and these are all my sales are things that the person I'm selling for got online at the Barbie store, Barbie.com. And so there are different levels. I don't actually have it in here, but so there are designer Barbies. This is one by Byron Lars. He had a collection of 4, I believe, and I have 3 of them to sell. I have 1 left. So they're going for good money.
Sure.
You want to show the next one? Oh, not that one. Sorry.
Did I screw up the order somehow? I thought I had it already.
That's all right. All right.
Oops, back to the green drink. Sorry. All right, we'll just go in the order that they're there. I apologize.
No worries. All right, so let's go back to 90s Barbie. So if you can see that just this small set, I picked this up twice. This isn't mine. But I just went out and grabbed photos because it was too much to go through mine. But you can see for $40, this is a fast turnaround.
Nice.
And this stuff is light.
Yeah. And tiny to store.
Yeah. I mean, that's a small box. And then you can grab all this stuff. And here's another lot that is just a few pieces that sold for $16. This is just easy. That's the best part. Is that it's just easy.
Well, I'm wondering too, you know, like Savers and thrift stores will have the bags hanging on the
Yes.
wall. I bet just grabbing some of the little Barbie, I never thought to do
I
that
do that.
before.
I do that
Oh,
all the
okay.
time. Yeah, all the time. Now here's a kind of small lot. It's a real mix, but $65 and plus they paid for shipping.
Nice.
Yeah, and if you just start like these brushes, those are on all the Savers walls. You can find, you can find those at the very least. But there are shoes. I love those little bags at Savers. I find the coolest things.
Huh.
I just found a huge set of KLM airline houses that you can only get by flying on the airline.
No way.
Yeah. Yeah. But anyway, so, and then here's another, this is now just save it up. This lot went for $200 plus shipping. It's, it's $356 pieces, but you can just throw stuff into a box and, that's a shoe. That's another shoe, and it adds up. It really adds up fast.
And people don't care that it's just,
Bow chicka bow wow.
Yeah,
it's like a smorgasbord.
Yeah, so here are some of the things you can save up. Nude Barbies at every sale I go to. There's usually a giant box of them at rummage sales. I try to get them for, like on the last day of bag sale, because then you can get them for nothing. And, just lot them up. Here's a small lot. And if we look in the next picture, there's a large lot.
Whoa.
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's
I've
a
got a
Barbie
Barbie
convention.
army. I'm taking over the world.
But artists use these and create their own. And also it's a great giveaway at churches and charity, and or some little girl's gonna have a great collection. And they don't care.
That's awesome. My niece plays with Barbies.
And so, I loved Barbies. I still do. And and then sometimes this was literally digging around in a bin at a church. At the bottom was this little pamphlet that I grabbed. I was so excited. It's 1963 Home magazine that came with some set. And I know the name, but I can't remember it. And if you look on the next picture, I believe I have, it goes for, I'm not sure if I do, but no, that's not that one. But that's okay. But
This one?
no, that's okay. That's okay. You can go back. That little tiny inch high pamphlet goes for about $7.50. One just sold for $7.50 plus shipping. So
wow.
Yeah, I mean, it's, you see something, you can, especially if you start doing it, you'll see something and say, I really think that's vintage. I mean, you have to be careful for repro, but after a while, you just know it.
Yeah.
You just know it. So this picture right here, I was at a garage sale this summer, and I said, oh, look, that's an old Vogue doll. I didn't know at the time which one it was. Another sleep doll that's more common, I think. And so I picked it up and I started looking through it. And if you go to the next picture, underneath was, maybe two back.
All right, hold on.
No problem.
This one?
Yeah, and then that was underneath. This is exactly how I found it. There's a bubble cut 1958 patent pending Titian, which is red hair, bubble cut Barbie.
Nice.
And
Wow.
I'm gonna dress her up in vintage clothes and sell her. And I got the whole box for $5.
Nice.
Yeah, so it was really awesome, really awesome. And here's a tip. I just want to say, don't sell it at auction. Don't sell this stuff at auction. Even if you think you have a lot of stuff or a lot of good stuff, this whole lot, which was not huge, but still substantial, sold for 99 cents. Now, I noted at the bottom that they did charge $10+ for shipping, which, this is first class as it is.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, so they got some money. But I think they could have put a more reasonable shipping, maybe not angered customers because they don't like to see that. And and put a better price on this, maybe $19.99, $24.99, and just wait it.
Oh yeah, or else start your auction at a higher price. Start it at $19.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. I mean, I don't know if they would get that, but I still think that's the better way to go because it's just more honest. That's just how I view it. So here we go. The items I've been selling on consignment all came from online Barbie.com. And I don't know how many people know this, but you can become a member at different levels, and you get and you can get a percentage off of each thing you buy. I'm just at pink right now. I'm trying to get platinum, but they're
That's awesome.
Yeah, and at pink I got $6 off of each thing I put in my cart. So I thought that was pretty good.
Nice.
And then on the next picture that looks sort of like this, I've got the different levels. And so when you're looking for things to resell, like on Craigslist or Facebook Marketplace, look for these names. You really want these gold, platinum, and black label. And then check out the price. Okay?
Nice.
That is awesome. I mean, of course I would realize they would have, like a collector's club, but not like levels. That's crazy.
Yeah.
What?
So this is one that was I believe this is a gold level doll by the designer Byron Lars. He did an African-American line that is really cool. So that's the second one I sold for her.
That's awesome.
And then these are Barbie Basics, which is their black label. They're all for the adult collector. They're I think they're a little bit better done. Really well done.
Nice hair.
And they all come with great accessories, and they are only for the adult collector. And you can buy those sometimes in stores. They had a Target limited edition, and every year they come out with a few more.
Nice.
Yeah. And they're $29.99 at the time. So some of them the price didn't go up very much, but some have really do well. And I did these on consignment, even though I'm taking 50%. And it's not a huge amount. There were so many good ones that it was worth the time for me, and so easy to list.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And last Barbie. Oh, they're one of the basics.
That's another one. Yep.
Cool. All right. Well, hey, I'm getting some messages. Would you like to do a Barbie webinar for the Secret Beach?
Oh, yeah, I'd love to.
All right,
Yay.
cool. There it is.
Awesome.
Done deal. Thanks everyone who asked. All right. So who's next? Cassie, this is you, right?
So I was at one of the local thrift stores, my favorite one, Salvation Army, because they have super cheap prices. I actually got these for 50 cents.
What? Are you hanging out with my mother?
They have black clothes every day that are marked 50 cents because they're trying to get rid of their inventory. And I've gotten tons of things with tags on them for 50 cents.
That is awesome.
And I had them up for quite a few months, and I finally just decided I'll put them on auction. I only got a few bids, or one bid actually, I guess.
That's all it takes sometimes.
I'm happy with it. So
good job.
That's a great pair of jeans.
Yep, nice pictures.
Which I actually thought they were fake. My sister told me they were real because we were out together. I thought they were fake. I wasn't gonna pick them up, but she said, "No, you actually do have to pick these up. Like they're worth something." So
good sister.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah. These she found as well while we were shopping together. I think they were like $2 or $3 new with tags. Listed them a little bit before the movie came out, so I think that's why I got a good price. And they sold, I think, within a week listing them.
Wow, nice.
All right, so from denim to VHS, love old media, yay!
I actually do decently with VHSs. I've done another one that sold for I think $20 or $25. This one I got for 10 cents. It was sealed. Sat around for probably 4 months, but I decided I wasn't going to budge on it. At one point, I listed it at 100 just because it only had a few hours left, and I was like, why not? But brought it back down to 25, and finally someone bought it full price, so I was happy.
Nice.
Heck yeah. A VHS tape in 2018 that sells for $25 that you paid a dime for. You cannot sneeze at profit margins like that.
Well, the other one
totally
that I sold,
different. Pyrex, yay.
the other one that I sold for $25, I got for 2 cents because I bought a huge lot of VHSs.
Oh, here's 2 pennies.
Yeah. So this one, my sister, once again, she helped me find because I'm still learning. But this I believe was bought for like $3, and it had a lot of defects to it. Unfortunately, like some of the paint was missing. So I disclosed it all. Took a lot of pictures of all of the defects because I try to, I guess, make them look worse than they are. So that way, hopefully, people won't be mad if they, you know, if I try to underplay it, then I could end up with an item not as described. And this was the first time sending breakables to anyone, and they actually gave me review like right away, saying how well packed it was and how happy they are and what a great condition they're in. So
nice.
So one tip I'm going to give you, I have not sold any Pyrex yet, but from talking to Summer and watching her webinar on the Secret Beach, one of the things that a lot of Pyrex sellers do will put a light source underneath the bowl and take a picture of that so people can see even better the nicks, the damage, the scrapes. And I saw someone lead with that picture once, but of course, when you do that, it definitely changes the color of the bowl. Don't lead with that picture, but definitely throw that in there. It'll show. And that way you'll even have less of a headache when a customer says, hey, I didn't know. Well, yes, you did. I got all these great pictures. So, but great job. I mean, for 6 months in, you're having some nice sales.
Yes, she is.
And the one thing I liked about this one was I had it listed, I think, in the $60 range. I had watchers, so I kept dropping the price. Finally, when I relisted it for like the 3rd month in a row or something, I decided to jack up the price $15. Within, I think, a couple days or a week, somebody gave me a best offer, and I ended up getting $5 more than what I was trying to get at the lowest price. So I guess the whole raising your price works.
Yeah, that's good.
All right. So last but not least, let's see what's happening in South Dakota.
Hey, okay. Can I preface this that I didn't think I was going to be here, so these are all Tyler's finds.
Oh, none of yours? Come on now.
Something. And I just had this crazy thing happen to me. When we were in Minneapolis, I kept telling people, you just got to list your stuff. Like, don't just let it sit. It doesn't have to be perfect. Just list it. So I have to say, I had this Smurfs. Can you see it okay?
Oh, hang on. Let me click on you. There you go. Sorry.
Okay. It's okay. Okay, so I had this Smurf wrapping paper I got at a garage sale this summer from 1983.
Sealed. It's
sealed in the package still. And I listed it. It sold less than an hour for $28. And I had 2 of them in the buyer box.
Nice.
Awesome.
Yeah. I think I maybe paid $1.
I love it.
And
I love it.
So it's been sitting in my office forever. So I just wanted to say, just get your stuff listed, and it might sell in an hour. So
good job.
Yeah, that's really cool. But Tyler can tell you about his stuff.
Speaking of old technology, hello.
Yeah.
I can't believe anyone needs these anymore.
Oh, artists are always looking for these.
Ah, gotcha.
Ooh, good tip.
Your whatever you're working up onto a big wall. So anytime you see these, always be on the lookout for them. Even on the local marketplace, people are always looking for these. And I happened to be passing through Nebraska, and I stopped at this weird little thrift store, and in the basement they had this thing sitting there. I think I paid about $20-25 for this thing, and it sold probably in about 2 weeks. So
nice.
That's a nice quick sale there. Now what is this beat up?
Yeah, you gotta look at the other pictures. Those are better.
Wow.
Yes. So
I remember those.
Another thing to be on the lookout is the old, Christmas catalogs, the Sears catalogs. People are always collecting these things. It's always surprising me. I got 4 of these for $8, That's just one of them, as you can see there. And this thing sold really quick. So always be on the lookout. And the condition, as you can see, it wasn't perfect, but the lady was happy, gave me a great review.
Nice.
Wow, that is awesome. $40, an old 1950 catalog.
And 3 more of them.
Yeah, exactly.
And every time he lists one, they sell pretty fast. So
I was at a parade of all things, and some guy had a little table set up there, and he had this Jaws little box sitting there, and it stopped me right in my tracks. And it's a board game. I didn't know such thing existed, but the artwork on the box was so cool that it made me buy it, and I bought it for $8, and it sold 2 days later.
So you can source anywhere, even when you're in a parade.
Yeah. Crazy. Always be on the lookout.
Now this, I'm like, what in the heck?
Okay.
oh, this is not ours, but
Well, this one's not ours. I don't.
whoops.
Anyway, it's just like it though.
Hold on. Sorry.
Okay.
There we go.
I mean, it's the same thing.
There we go.
Ours was used, and I picked this up when we were in Minneapolis. I paid $2 for this, and this is a Bluetooth wireless Google TV remote.
Wow. I don't think I could figure out how to use that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was just so much good stuff at that estate sale store, and we didn't know it. We just started researching it really quick, and Tyler found that, and our arms were just so full. They had no carts, and we're just picking up stuff because it was like $2, $1. Everything was so
Nice.
cheap. So just look things up like that if it's weird. So.
And I want to thank YouTube for feedback all of a sudden.
Mhm.
All right, so I have one more surprise because you guys. Let's talk about this.
You want us to talk about it?
Yeah.
So we were right in the middle of your class, and Tyler saw this out of the corner of his eye.
Yeah, I looked over. We were in there, like they label it as furniture. So
And yeah, they didn't know. Jason, you said they had no idea what it was, and we agreed. They just slapped a label on it. And this is the thing, though. My husband lists things on my Facebook page, and I wake up to 10 messages on my Facebook, people wanting to buy this thing.
And so what is it?
Oh, it's a drum. And so if you can see there, the guy sitting on it, like a person just sits on it and they drum. Like we use it at our church if they don't want to get out the full trap set during church. It was just kind of an acoustic kind of setting. So
And you turned it quick.
oh yeah. I woke up to like 10 messages of people wanting to buy it. So
You should have had a battle royale.
well, actually, I just took it to our daughter's music teacher tonight.
she's the one that bought it. So
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, I should have asked her first if she wanted it, but I didn't even think about it. So she was excited to get it. So these bigger things we try to sell on Facebook if they're not, like, if we didn't buy it locally, because I always think I don't really like to do that. So
Let me ask one last question of each of you, especially since I'm hearing two of me, and I hate myself enough. So, how old's your oldest kid?
11, and we have a 1-year-old.
And does the 1-year-old help?
If I could show you the rest of our office, you could see how she helps me. Like business cards all over the floor. She eats the markers. I don't know. Stickers. I don't know.
Well, the real question is, 11-year-old help?
Well, she wants to. She asked me the other day if she could have her own store on eBay. And I just set up a new photo area because I'm trying out Poshmark, but I don't know. We'll see how that goes. So
And Susan, anyone help you?
My son is now 23 and he hates eBay. I think he's lifted too many boxes.
And Cassie, you do it by yourself?
Yep, pretty much. Although my mom helps me make storage areas, which helps out a lot.
All right, so I realized Tyler and Amber's are the ones making us echo, so I have them on mute right this second. So, Deb, last question for our guest. Do you have one?
What did you learn that you've implemented in the class?
Yeah, it's good. We'll start with Cassie. So, besides the international shipping, what have you already started to do that you're like, oh, crap, I wasn't doing that before?
Looking at CDs, which I found out one of the thrifting stores I go to actually sells their CDs for 50 cents a piece, and sometimes they're half off.
Nice.
And I ended up picking up like 6 of them.
So you weren't hanging out with my mother. That's for dang sure now. And you, Susan?
Well, other than the CDs, I had, for multiple reasons, I had gone to using GSP for shipping internationally. I always ship internationally because, like you say, I don't want to give up that business. It used to be 40% of my business all year long. But I've gone back now that I'm set up in my new office. I've gone back to regular shipping by myself. It's just as easy, and only shipping GSP if it's really fragile
or expensive. That's when I use it.
Very expensive. Oh, very. Yep. Exactly. Yep.
And Tyler.
I'd say the square photos that you pointed out to us.
Just little things like that.
Slide it over, hit the square photo.
Yep. Sometimes it's just the little things that maybe you weren't doing. And Dennis Weddle, who lives in North, he brought his whole clan. He had 3 generations of Weddles with him. Unfortunately, his mother got sick, so we only met 2 generations. But one of the younger generations is in the chat tonight, and she had mentioned that where is it here? Courtney said videos were a huge eye-opener. Teach you how to take a video, put it in your listing, and if you're just selling this mug, you don't need a video. But if this mug happens to sing and dance, you should definitely use a video. So oh, my mom says, Cass, quit stealing her 25-cent deals. So I want to thank my guests. Thank you for coming on as just normally, but thank you for coming on the last minute to fill in, because this was a great group chat. And I really enjoyed my entire time in Minneapolis for all the reasons I listed before. The people are incredible. Just the places we ate dinner, the places we drank, the thrifting. It was just, it was a great place. It was one of those places where I was sad I had not been yet. And I'll definitely be back way sooner than later. Plus, I'm going to take the 3-hour Paisley Park tour when I get back, because I didn't get enough. So, Deb, thanks for coming and helping out on that class. It was a great class to teach.
Oh, it was a blast. I feel like they're all my little chicks. I was so sad to leave Minneapolis.
So I'll go down the row here. Susan, thank you very much for coming on tonight. Thank you for having me at your meetup, and thank you for
thank you.
Rum. This is, you know what? When I took a sip of this straight, it felt a little harsh.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure. But putting it in with a little Diet Coke and some lime, a Cuba Libre, it's such a great rum for Cuba Libre. It is so good. I love this rum.
Good deal.
Nice. I wanted to ask Susan real quick too. Has your meetup group grown any since the class when we were there?
I believe we gained 4 new members,
Nice.
and I made a lot of new contacts. So I mean, I got to meet Cassie, and there so many people. It was terrific. What a great weekend.
Yeah. It was too short. I wish we could have been there like a week.
Yep.
All right, Amber and Tyler, thank you guys very much.
Sorry about the feedback.
Yeah, that's YouTube. It happens. It's all right. But
Thanks for having us.
I will get to the Dakota someday.
Yes. Hey, have you had your popcorn yet?
Not yet. No, I've been so busy. It's sitting in the pantry. When we get back, we're making popcorn.
Sweet.
And last but not least, the birthday girl herself. Thank you for having a birthday today, because now I'm going to have some cake in the honor of your birthday.
Oh, happy birthday.
Thank you. And just so you know, you can come to La Crosse. I'll show you around to all the good thrift stores. No problem.
All right, sounds good.
Some good deals.
Nice.
All right, everyone. Thank you very much for tuning in live. For those who are watching live, next week, no shows, but some of you I will see in Houston. Some of you I will see in Chicago. So look forward to hanging out at Ecom Chicago, seeing my Houston class, and then we'll be back next week. It'll be a normal week. I'm home for a whole week. So we'll have a selling past their expiration date being Thrifty over 50. We'll have a thrifty business, and we'll probably throw a thrift haul in there too. So thank you, everybody. Please hit a thumbs up down below. If you've not subscribed, please subscribe down below and hit the little bell. The bell will let you know when we go live. And I look forward to seeing everybody in the Midwest this coming week. So thank you, guests. Thank you, everyone watching. Thank you, Debbie.
Yeah, my pleasure.
I haven't packed clothes yet, and I leave in less than 12 hours. So I got to go.
Bye, everybody. Thank you.
Hey, guests, don't hang up yet, guests. All right, but everyone else, we'll see you later.